So whenever, bro, okay, bro, like I said, the typical woman out here is over either past or on their 15th dick. It is what it is. But it doesn't mean that they can't get married, don't need to get married because their children ain't got no fucking daddy. So the more men that are running all of these households, that is the only way we're going to get black people out of the fucking mud. So my thing is, I don't care who is doing what. Pick a woman that works for you and marry this goddamn woman so you can like help fix this whole situation.
But how she go?
The women are single mothers.
Hold on, Ali.
Somebody is going to have to settle down with a single mother.
That's a problem, and that's why I'm saying I'm not an advocate for marriage. I'm an advocate for being married successfully. I don't believe that everybody should.
I'm an advocate for marriage, period.
No, because what you do is you compound the problems, and you're not actually solving for how people. Because one of the reasons why we in this situation in the first place is because a bunch of people was married before us, but they weren't married successfully, and it's the difference. And then they passed on these generational curses, which ultimately led to the situation that we in.
So what is the answer then?
The answer is to do it the right way.
You can't do it the right way if you're already a single mother, or if you can't do it the right, you're on your 15th dick.
Correct, which means that we shouldn't be focused on women that are on their 15th
dick. It's 80 to 90%.
Thank you, Anton.
On that 15th dick.
Listen, the word says that if you want to solve for a problem, the children of Israel, right? When Moses led them out of Pharaoh's out of his grip, right? Okay. They were hell bent and determined to do what they wanted to do, regardless of how much grace that God showed them. The lesson in that was that none of them saw the promised land. None of them. None of them saw the land of milk and honey. They all had to die off. The children of Israel, all of those that got led out of Egypt, actually had to die off. You can't save people that are determined and already hardened in their heart. It was multiple lessons in that whole biblical scripture, that whole lesson. You can't save people that already have a hardened heart. The scriptures say that if you want to really change how things go long term, then you have to pierce the heart of a child. So you start with the people. If you want to save somebody, yeah, people can pick and choose whatever it is that they want to do. But once they become adults, they harden in whatever it is that they're going to do. It doesn't mean that they can't change, but they're going to have to do it on their own. The energy needs to be shifted to be focused on the people that actually are not already tainted. It's the young people that we need to be focused on.
The reason why Mr. Lego is doing that is for the sake of content consistency. He probably don't believe in the shit he's saying, but because he have so many.
I can't say that. I can't say that he does or he doesn't. All I'm saying is that if you want to change how things are going, then you got to start with the young people that's not tainted. And it can't happen from people that are tainted, because all they doing is passing on their own trauma and their generational curses onto the next generation. It has to start from people that actually are doing it successfully, that can then pass on the lessons based off of their lived experiences.
What is the problem, Anton?
Not based off of, because ultimately what kids will do is they will look at them and they will say, well, you didn't fucking do it, or why should I believe you? You had your fun, you did what you wanted to do, or whatever, so on and so forth. Which is why I live my life like an open book, is so that my talking points is the cherry on top, but my lifestyle was the thing that they need to lean on in order to be successful.
But if 80% of these individuals are like this, and you gotta listen. Hold on, listen, let me finish. 80%. So if 80% of these individuals are like this, you want 80% of the population to quote unquote die off, which they aren't, because they're multiplying like cats. So they're multiplying and not dying off. So they're making more fatherless babies, which are growing up to be as fucked up as a lot of other black people are. So they are multiplying instead of dying off. So if there was some type of way that the die off or the attrition, I'll use the word attrition, was the actually work, cool. But they're not. They're multiplying like cats. So
you're saying if you can't beat the trife, join the trife.
Huh?
So you're saying if you can't beat the trife, join the trife. My question to you is, what does a man? How does it benefit a man to choose a woman to marry that's on her 15th dick and that has a child from another man?
The benefit. What do you mean?
I rest my case. Listen.
What do you mean?
Listen, the path to hell is wide and the road to righteousness is narrow. There is going to be a lot of people that perish. There's going to be a lot of people that fail. It's not going to say that the world is ever going to be perfect. It's always going to be poor amongst us. It's always going to be demons amongst us, whatever, so on and so forth. The reality is that if you want to build a tribe and you want to start fixing something, you have to start with the youth. You will not start by trying to reprogram people that are already broken. It's not going to happen.
Yes, I agree so much. That's why I really feel like young ladies, try to teach our young girls, young women not to have these whole phases. I hate that. Like, so many women are single and lonely now because they had these whole phases. Like, you have in some, how can I say this? Because I get kind of upset when I see a lot of young girls, 18, they just like ran through. They on more than 15. And it's crazy.
How many you on?
Why? I don't know why this married man always asks women this. I just don't know why. Why are you
same reason y'all asked the truth. Same reason y'all asked for the truth.
Y'all ain't denied Mr. Legault when he made the statements about women.
You know these women on a 15 dick.
I said my number.
Come on, y'all.
I said my number. I already said my number. Go back and look at the show. Go back and look at it.
So mommy. Is it mommy? My mama, yeah. who now. So earlier, didn't you say that most women weren't about anything either? Didn't you say that?
Mm-hmm. I'm talking about young ladies.
Hold on.
Like,
and Mr. Let Go, hold on. And Mr. Let Go said the same thing, right? But Mr. Let Go's mind is about bringing the community together, right? That's what he's saying, right? So I'm gonna come back to my subject where y'all got triggered when I asked you a question. If a man is great and willing to do all the things he just said, does he have different liberties? Is he expect to be monogamous, or is he allowed to deal with multiple women and be polygamous if he's dealing with a woman with 15 bodies, multiple babies, and multiple baby daddies? Because at any point, if all the men can control you,
why can't a man have two women?
Ooh.
But
women don't like that
question. But hold on.
Because I'm all about negotiation. If
you see this? You see this? This is the blind negotiating with the blind.
Tag me in, but the thing
this is nothing but trauma bonding. This is nothing but trauma bonding.
Now y'all gonna come together. Go ahead.
Why I can't answer?
I brought y'all together. Go ahead. I
can't answer it.
All right, go ahead, Mom.
I can't answer the goddamn question. God damn it.